Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bore Cain and said, I have acquired a man from the Lord. Then she bore again, and this time his brother Abel. Now Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in the process of time, ladies, it came to pass that Cain brought an offering of the fruit of the ground to the Lord. Abel also brought of the firstborn of his flock and of their fat. And the Lord respected Abel and his offering. But he did not respect Cain and his offering. And Cain was very angry, and his countenance fell. So the Lord said to Cain, why are you angry? And why has your countenance fallen? If you do well, will you not be accepted? And if you do not do well, sin lies at the door. And its desire is for you, but you should rule over it.
Come on.
Now Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and killed him. Then the Lord said to Cain, where is Abel your brother? And he said, I do not know. Am I my brother's keeper? It was interesting to me that they were both called to the same field. One tilled, one tended. Two different interests, two different pursuits. My question to you is, what are you pursuing in your field for God?
Come on. Come on.
Cain, the interesting thing was he was interested in bringing what he had prepared. He drew from his own resources. He was interested in relying on his own idea. And I saw that there was an attitude and a motive of trying to bring an all-knowing God what he thought. Forgetting that God placed him in the field and God owned everything. But he wanted to come short of that. And I see that today when I look at people who are in a position that sometimes when God has given them, they get to a point where they feel they need to administer whom they decide they want to administer to, and God's called us to all. So when I began to discover the heart of Abel, I saw that he was engaged in a field, or his nature was waiting on the needs of others. He desired to present his offering formally unto God for acceptance. And I believe he could only do that through relationship, and what God in the intimacy of relationship had revealed to him, and therefore he knew the heart of his Father. And he didn't want to come half-hearted. He wanted to come whole and give something honorable into the Lord. And so he brought what he raised and took responsibility for, what he cared for, what he gave his time to, what he tended to. Let me tell you, church, women of God, God will test the sincerity of what we bring him. And the tempting tragedy is that when God comes as a loving Father to say, you know, this is not your best. And you know that I know that I know. We tend to have an attitude, and we tend to get upset, and we tend to get offended, and that's a dangerous place to be, because there can be no room for harboring anger and hatred, because you will kill something. Let me tell you something that I know we're about our sister's keeper, and maybe you came today to hear about how wonderful we are and how beautiful we are, but God has to get beyond us just being the keeper of our sisters whom we feel that we can approve because we value something in them. God has called us to represent the kingdom and to reach out like Jesus did, and what he reacted and responded to those that are hurting. And they're there before you every single day. Every single day. Every single day. There are killing characteristics of Cain. When you read the word of Genesis 4 and 5, Cain became very angry and his countenance fell. But I want you to know that in the process of time, the Bible says, in the process of time it came to pass, and in the process of time told me that in the course of this time before the offering, something was being conditioned within them. Something was developing in them. In other expecting us to rise and know what He desires, whether we feel like it or not. But we will face that in the process of time, it will come to pass.
Yes, God. Yes, God.
That the testing of our sincerity will come before God, because we can't hide it.
Yes, God.
We can't play with it for long.
Yes, God.
It will be tested, because people may be fooled by how wonderful we look and how well put together we speak and the scriptures that we know. But in God, He sees a heart. He sees a heart.
Yes, God.
There's a danger of these killing characteristics in Cain. Let me tell you, your countenance says everything about you.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
It expresses your character, your mood, your frame of mind. And before God, he may have been able to contain himself before his brother. He may have hid his envious state, but before God, Cain could not maintain his composure. It had to come out, and it was angry. But God, as a loving Father, comes to him and says, his motive, seeing through it all, he says to him, why are you angry?
Yes, God.
God doesn't need to know why we're angry. He already knows, but He's helping us to check it out. I need to get you in check, because you don't belong there, and you don't need to go there, because it's not worth it. So I'm trying to give you a heads up. I'm trying to be a lamp unto your feet. Snap out of it, snap out of it, snap out of it. Because I've called you beyond a sister's keeper. She's a kingdom keeper. She's quality. And I need quality to come out of you. I need the dross to rise up, and you need to let me take it, because I got to fill you with more holiness and purity. I'm calling you to greater things.
Thank you, God.
And so this is where we're at, in the loving heart of the Father says, He takes the time to ask, if you do will you not be accepted? But if you do not do well, I'm warning you, sin lies at the door. And its desire towards you as a child of God, towards you as a woman of God, towards you for what you represent, is to rule over you, to kill and destroy you, that you would not reach the assignments in your life that I have destined for you. But you should have rule over it. Let me tell you something that I've learned about God in my little time with God, is that He does business with those who mean business. But the other side that I've learned is that He's willing to take full responsibility for a life committed to Him, and that blesses me, because even if I mess up and I'm short in your eyes, if I'm committed to Him, He says, I'm devoted to you. Even if I trip up and say, oh God, I shouldn't have had that attitude that day. I missed the mark. I should have reached out to her better. Oh my God, I didn't pray for her because you told me to, but I was afraid to. If you're committed to Him, daughter, I'm telling you, He is devoted to continuously develop you. And people's opinion of you cannot matter when you're serving the King, because He'll make your weaknesses be strong in Him. You gotta be focused on God, because you're not just your sister's keeper. You're a kingdom keeper. You're a kingdom keeper. Your quality. Your quality. That's why He continues to keep you.
Thank you, God.
And keep you.
Thank you, God.
And keep you. Tell me if I share my life.
Yes, God. Yes, God. Yes, God. Yes, God. Yes, God. Bless.
When the enemy counted me out, He kept me in.
Yes, thank you, God. Thank you, God.
Because there was times that I could walk with Him.
Yes, God. Yes.
But then there was times that He had to carry me.
Thank you, God, for being there. Yes,
And let me tell you something. The offering that God wants is your obedience in the field that He's given unto you.
Yes, God.
Because it's in your obedience in the field that He's given to you that the offering begins to come forth. As you reach out to the people, as you reach out as Christ did, as you respond in the mind of Christ, the offering, the aroma of your word, of what you're giving to Him. God, they make me angry, but I'm still going to love them. God, they talk bad about me, but I'm still going to love them. Because anyway, it's between me and you.
Yes, God.
And I will honor you
Hallelujah, God. Hallelujah,
in the
God.
work
Yes.
of the field that you've placed me in.
Yes, God. Yes, God. Yes, God. Yes, God.
But
Yes.
God did not respect Cain's
Jesus.
offering. Because he got to a place where he tried to pass something honorable that had no honor.
Yeah.
And there's a danger in that, because God says you're going to begin to water down the reputation that you desire to uphold. He was in a field where God was owner of all, but he had forgotten this. I've had to be careful not to forget that.
Yes, God. Yes, God.
That in a position of authority where we work and
Yes, God.
give, that I don't treat one person better than the other, but if the service is there to offer to them, that as a child of God, I offer it freely the way it was offered to me.
Yes, God. Yes, God. Yes, God.
But you know, Cain's proud and unbelieving heart, and it was by his own devising.
Yes, God.
Because God had to talk with him,
Yes, God.
but he still chose.
Hallelujah.
Being a keeper
Yeah.
is a person who assumes responsibility. They assume accountability for another's behavior. They guard, they watch, they maintain, they take care of, they provide with support.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
as keepers, we have been given the ability to curate and to cultivate.
Yes, God. Yes, God. Yes.
But who do we usually desire to curate and cultivate?
Jesus.
Usually it's someone or something that we have identified as worth it. I know some of y'all don't like it, but I'm talking to myself because I got it first and I had to apply it to me first. So I'm talking to me. I'm just talking to me. I'm going to go home and watch this video and see if I minister to me. But usually we identify with someone and you know, we like them, or the anointing on them, or they're sweet to you, or they know your name the first time they see you again, and so you feel honored by them, and so that's worth keeping to us. Right? It's important to me. It boosts up my ego, so I love you, sis. I'll keep you. You're cool. You're not crazy. And you look good. You talk well. You drive nice. You got a nice house, and you got it all together. So you look cool. You make me look good. So I'm gonna keep you. I'll be there for you.
Okay.
But Jesus said, but if you love those who love you, what credit is that to you? For even sinners love those who love them.
Jesus.
How are we distinguished when we can't do no more else than what everybody else is doing?
For your gift of $15, we'll send a full DVD set of this conference series. God bless you, and remember, you are your sister's keeper.